UPS found my carburetor. This is not a Holly Sniper EFI, but I'll show you what it is, and we're going to put it on Midnight Maroon. Oh yeah. Smells like horsepower. Pull this sucker out, see what we got. Make sure there's nothing else in there, doesn't look like it. Summit Racing 600 CFM 4-barrel carb. Nice. It's even got the little looking glass so I can see what the level of my fluid is, my fire making fluid. That is fantastic. Electric choke, all the things. Return spring will hook down there. Holes line up. It's freaking awesome. I am gonna need some sort of a spacer or different studs for that, because if that sits all the way down on there, those studs are way up into freaking northern Canada. Know what I'm saying? Yep. Awesome. If that's the, well, that's the least of my worries is what I'm saying. This is great. I have been waiting for days for this thing to arrive. If this is what I think it is, it's this, but for that. Oh, yep, sure enough. That is exactly what that is. Nice. Gasket, aluminum spacer, new mounting studs. Yep, understood. Mounting holes line up. I think that's gonna actually work. Cool beans, brah. Nice. So today is carb mounting day, and hopefully break in the engine day and drive Midnight Maroon day, all in the same day. And I'm doing this between rainstorms, so we'll see if I'm able to pull this off or not. Trying to do that without marring up the intake or the studs very much. Gasket first, then spacer. Then the spacer. Those studs don't seem to be coming out of that thing very straight. I don't know how typical that is. I know I'm blocking your view, but I don't have any better way to do this. I guess that's one way to do it. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Get some video of this close up because I only want to do this once.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright.
Carburetor is mounted. Holy milestone and a half, Batman.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same.
Wow.
As they were a year ago.
That looks so good.
All will be okay.
I think I'm in love.
Move on each and every
Think
day.
I'm in love.
Past is where it stays, way back a year.
So now that the carburetor's mounted, I can see that I've got a little bit of interference on the throttle cable with this vacuum line. So I'm going to reroute that up underneath the wiring back there that'll hold it down out of the way. And then that little T, that's kind of hard to see that that's a T, but there's a T right there. I'm going to come off of that and up into the bottom of the breather, which is right here. It'll go up into the bottom of that thing. So it'll capture all of that, all the fumes coming out of the valve covers, because that's what those are. From there over to there, from there over to there, and it'll get sucked in through the intake. So it'll be more efficient that way, help the engine breathe a little better. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. If it's the wrong way, let me know. I know that this used to go up and over to the original air cleaner, and I can't remember what was on that without going and looking at my pictures. So what I did is I just put in a rubber hose, teed that together, obviously, and we'll see. This is power steering line. It's what I found that was the right size for that. I don't know if that is vapor friendly, fuel vapor friendly. Comment down below. I may be using the wrong hose for that. I may have to go up and get a fuel hose, an actual fuel line that will be better handled by the vapors. Not sure. But I've still got to wire in power for the choke. I gotta find, hopefully something in this is gonna be the right thing. I know that that's a hot, maybe I can tee off of that to get there, and for the distributor. I don't know if that's the right thing, I don't know if that's the wrong thing. There are a lot of wires in here that really don't go anywhere at all, so not sure. I may have to break into this one to see what all's happening in there. There's two lines in there and there's only one connected there. I don't know. Still kind of figuring this out as I go. I've got to connect fuel. I've got to get my vacuum advance connected. I'm either going to go from there or from there. This is just straight off the intake. So one of those two is going to either need to be capped. Well, one will need to be capped, one will be used for the vacuum advance. I got to find top dead center, get distributor mounted back in, and go through all that all over again. I'm gonna quadruple check this time to make sure that I have my firing order correct. I did straighten these because I left those crossed so I could show neighbor Joe, but everything else I left in the proper order as far as the loom goes. And an airplane overhead. Perfect timing. Anyway, let's get back to work. Just giving you a progress update on where we're at. I'm gonna just turn the camera off probably at this point and do my thing. I'll give you milestone updates as I progress through this. But this is freaking awesome. We're at a huge milestone getting the carburetor mounted. I can hear both accelerator pumps on the primary and the secondary doing its thing, so I know that those are working. There's no fluid in there. You can just hear the diaphragms in there doing their diaphragm thing. I could not be more excited. Just can't hear it in my voice. I hope to drive this thing today. I really hope we can get to that point. Got a little ways to go, but I'm motivated. Well, I did not beat the rain. It's starting to rain. There's the proof. I got the distributor in. I got it advanced around, so normally this would be number one, but I have it advanced far enough that that is now my number one. It's set at top dead center. I'm just getting ready to start throwing plug wires in the right firing order. I've got to get me a little vacuum advance, which is a little vacuum hose right there. Run over there. As soon as I get this wired up, I think I'm close. I'm gonna back up here and let the rain do its thing for a minute. It looks like it's gonna stop pretty soon. Like it's just kind of a fluky thing. They did say that it's a 50-50 chance of rain today. This is 100%, but it also means that it'll stop pretty soon. I've also got to mow the lawn. My lawn's getting out of control. Too excited to drive this beast though. Come on, rain, work with me. Dropped it. Catch up. We're so far behind we'll never get caught up. I think I'm more nervous about this startup than the original, with the original carb. Not sure why. I'm excited. The sun's finally shining. It's been raining. I've been working through the rain to get it all wired up and ready to go. It's all plumbed. I just topped off both bowls through the vents. I'm ready to spill some down the throat and I guess try. Gotta turn the key on. That would have been a fail. Let me turn the key on so ignition is hot. And then I think we're ready. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Maybe it's excited. I don't know. I can't tell. It's weird. Weird feeling. Ignition's hot. Got my remote start button hooked up. That's my I don't have any friends button. Just kidding, I got friends. I just didn't invite them for this. Alright, ketchup bottle. A little bit down the throat. Oh my gosh. I'm excited and scared all at the same time. Oh, something's not right. Something is clearly not right. That's why I'm nervous and scared. I'll bet I've got... Is my timing at 180? Could be. I don't know. I gotta check this. So I double checked my timing. I'm definitely on the compression stroke for cylinder number 1. What I've done is I've advanced just a little bit farther. Gotta plug number 1 back in. I gotta just mess with timing. I think I'm just working on setting initial timing. Alright, it is several days later. That's the nature of my work, as you guys fully know by now. This is me confessing the error of my ways and making some pretty major mistakes on this. I'm hoping I didn't do damage internally to the engine. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what we did. What I did. By we, I mean we're in this together, right? Yikes. So I'm going to see if this will show very well, but down here on the harmonic balancer, I have some white lines. The big line at the bottom is my 0 top dead center. The next mark up is 10 degrees, then 20 degrees, then 30 degrees. When I set top dead center, I went off of the top mark and went down 8 degrees from there, essentially putting me at 22 degrees of advanced timing. So, yep, that was wrong. Right now it's set at 8 degrees. I haven't fired this thing up since fixing that. I redid my distributor cap wiring again because I had pulled that out. It took me a while to get that back in. When I pulled that out, it pulled my oil drive shaft, my oil pump drive shaft up, and it wasn't seated down in all the way, and I could not get that thing down in there. It took me a second to realize what had happened. I had to measure, and eventually I realized that thing got pulled out and just wasn't seated down in. The way I fixed that is I took my old shaft from the original distributor that I pulled out. I tore that down before so that I could use this to prime the engine, to prime the oil in the engine. I used this to guide that thing back down into the oil pump. I was this close to pulling off the oil pan and having to reset it, and I finally got it. So I cleaned everything up down in there and made sure that that wasn't going to pull out again. I put it in, pulled it out, tested it several times so it's not yanking on that anymore. I don't know if I just had something dirty down in there or whatever, but that's what happened there. That was a huge setback. So now I've got plug wire number 1, 1, 3, 5, whatever the firing order is. I'll put it on the screen again. I've done that for you guys before. I've validated that using Luke from Thunderhead 289. His little trick of move that back and forth with your plug out and grounded and watch that spark. I validated it on wire number 1, and then I triple checked, quadruple checked, 80 times checked my firing order to make sure it's correct. When that thing fired up, or tried to fire up, at 22 degrees of advance, basically all it did was backfire real hard, and I could actually hear the burning, the fire, down inside the intake. Of course, I backed off and was like, holy crap, something is seriously wrong, and didn't try again. So that brings us to where we are today. So I'm this far from firing it up. I have my vacuum gauge hooked up to a port on the carb. I'm hoping that's the correct port to use for that. This is the first time I'm actually doing this, so be gentle. Be gentle in the comments. I have my vacuum advance disconnected and plugged. Just rammed a screw down in there that's about the right size. It's hopefully sealed enough that it's not going to leak. I did discover that I had a fuel leak as well. So I took all that apart, tightened everything down again, just made sure that everything's good and seated and tight on both the front and the back. What else did I do? Oh, I temporarily wired up my positive lead over to here. That's a keyed 12 volt. I'm hoping that pulling a little bit from that isn't gonna screw up my ignition somehow. I don't know. If it does, you'll know, and you'll probably comment down below that that's not the right place to pull power from, but temporarily, while it's there, if it works, I'll rewire and route things appropriately and whatever. I could also route it into the cab and pull it from the fuse box that's in there as well. My confidence level is a little bit higher. I'm at about an 8 out of 80, so 10%. No, it's higher than that. I think I'm ready. So let's stop talking and turn the key, and then I'm going to use my little I have no friends button so that I can be here under the hood seeing what's happening and, you know, completely back off if needed. I have my fire extinguisher right here. I'm going to get this out here. This is obviously just in case, but safety first. I do not want to burn this thing to the ground too far into it for that. Probably make a good video though. Yikes. Alright, let's do this. I've double checked my floats too. They're at the center of the glass on both of those. Should be good on that. Let's connect my I'm all alone switcheroo. I'm gonna go turn the key so the ignition is hot. Let's get that out of the way. I'm nervous and excited all at once. Here goes. All right. Let's give it a little less timing. Maybe a little more time. And I got a fuel leak again. Different spot this time though. However, it may have been leaking from there and I didn't notice it the first time. I gotta fix that. Alright, back from the O'Reilly's. Here's what I had in the truck, and you'll notice that that is an inverted flare fitting in a T that has no inverted flare seat. Therefore, no matter how tight I made that, it leaked. So I took this in with me and I was like, my buddy Bryce hooked me up, fix this problem, let's see if we can solve this. And what we ended up finding was an NTP 3/8. I need two hands. Well, here you go, right here. A 3/8 H18 thread count. My gosh, can't read or anything. NPT M, I don't know what the M stands for, other than it works. M stands for worky worky. So that's what I got. I got 3 of those barbed fittings and one of those. These don't thread into that. And by the way, ignore my disaster that I've got going on here. I'm in a hurry, trying to get this thing running for the weekend so that I can make some videos for you guys, man, with this thing running. Sweet. Give it the blow test. Yep. Sealed. Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Wish there was a way to test that without firing up the truck, but there's not. Alright, key is on. I'm gonna back you guys up just a hair, put you a little higher in the air so you can see. You're welcome. Let's get some light on the subject as well. Oh, it's nothing. Fire in the hole. am still leaking fuel. What in the absolute? See my little drip, drip, drip? Yep. It's coming from where? Right there. It's that top one. Can't tell if the other two are leaking either. Apparently I gotta go tighter on those. I'm also gonna replace these little clamps with bigger ones. They're like barely doing anything at all. More things to fix. Dang it. I dare this thing to leak now. Put it in my vise and just cinched the crap out of it. Used yellow Teflon tape in the threads. Well, we'll see. Well, now I'm losing daylight, but I'm gonna try this again. I've at least gotta see if I got the fuel leak fixed. It started revving like crazy right there at the end when I was ready to shut it off because of the fuel leak. Not sure what that was all about. Back my idle screw off just a hair. Alright, full send, here we go. Couple backfires in there. That was weird. Most likely that's timing. Slight adjustment on the timing. Alright, I think this is a little bit beyond me. I'm gonna enlist neighbor Joe, see if I can get his help tomorrow for some basic carb tuning. Let's put this on ice for a minute and I will pick this back up again in the morning. Fuel leak's solved, so that's awesome. Baby steps. Celebrate the little things. Holy cow, look what just came. This is a Holley jet kit. It goes from 64 all the way to 99. I don't know that I would ever use a 99. I'm not a top fuel dragster or anything, not running alcohol or anything crazy. But what I needed were down into the 60s. I should have just got like a 60 through 69 and a 70 through 79, something like that. But I got the full kit. It's what I could get. It took 2 days longer to get here than I wanted, but it's here. I bought one of these two just to install them with. I don't want to strip them out. I don't want to, break off any little pieces using the wrong size of a flathead screwdriver. Get something stuck down in the carb, something stupid. So I bought one of those. You can laugh at me in the comments if you want, but that's a Holley jet install tool, install removal tool. Now I have one. I am so confident. My confidence level is so high that I literally took the cover off of it completely. There's the cover. There's the stuff from the bed. It's the grill and the bumper. And I took the license plate out of the back window and permanently mounted it along with an LED light kit. And I've already pre-wired that. Tucked the wires up in there, tested them, made sure everything's cool. I'm good. I'm good on that. This thing is ready for jets to be installed in the new carburetor. I had neighbor Joe helping me for a while there, and I believe he's home. I haven't seen him leave, and I've been out here for several hours already. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get those things installed. We did chat about it for a bit. We didn't really talk about what size to use. This thing is jetted for about 800 feet above sea level. Where I'm at 4,400 feet above sea level. I've heard anywhere from going down by 1 jet size per 1,000 feet above sea level to 2 jet sizes per 1,000 feet above sea level. I'm going to go down 3 sizes from what it had in it. And we're going to start there as a starting point. This thing is currently set to about 10 degrees of timing, of advanced timing. We're just going to do that and test it out. So I'm going to go ahead off camera and get those jets installed. I got it all put back together. The choke still seems to be set correctly even after messing with it. I double checked as many of the things as I could remember to check. I think we're ready to add some ketchup and light this thing on fire. Ketchup? Yeah, I know. We're so far behind we'll never get caught up. I'm setting you guys up right here so that you can see both here and here. That's the exhaust right in there. Let's see what this thing does when it fires up. I'm curious as well. Ignition is on, so we are hot. I got my I don't have any friends button hooked up, and we'll see how this goes. Front bowl is full. Same for the back. Let's see here. Let's go a little bit. Whoops. Oh boy, spilt some. Also, I got this for Justin. You know, that just in case guy. Not about to burn the place down. All right. And then it dies. Why does it do that? Why does it do that? Is the fuel pump not keeping up? That could be a thing. It's pumping. Let's try it again. Maybe it's not getting enough fuel. Or I could just throw it on the ground. That works too. Just don't know. The rear might have too much fuel in it. I wonder if I didn't get my floats set back correctly when I put it back together. That could be a thing. Alright, so you see I got the lid off of the 600 CFM, whatever, the Summit Racing thing. It's based on a Holley carb, which is awesome because I can find parts super easy. I diagnosed what's wrong. I pulled one of the needles in seat. This is the front bowl. The rear bowl was working, so what I thought I did was put something together wrong, but that's not the case. Let me get you mounted on this tripod right here and I'll show you up close what's happening. Hopefully the lighting is good enough that you can see that, but basically what happens is the float comes up when it's full and it seats that, and then it starts to burn the fuel and the float drops. It actually dropped down that time. So it sticks is what I'm saying. You can actually see that it sticks until you tap on it. And that's why guys take a little wrench or something and they're tapping on the top of their carb. They're trying to get their needle and seat to unstick. So I pulled this thing out. I cleaned it as best I could with carb cleaner, and it's still sticking. So it's getting better and better, but I don't trust it. So I went and bought some parts. These were available on the shelf at O'Reilly's. They only stock one per store. Luckily, I've got 2 stores fairly close to me, so I went and cleaned them out. Now I'm going to replace them both. I'm not going to mess around anymore. Let's fix the problem while we're in here one time, put this back together, and let's break in that cam before we melt that thing down to flat. That would be bad. Parts replaced. There's the old ones. There's the new ones. Reconnect fuel lines. Let's top the front bowl. The rear bowl still has fuel in it. And then we're ready to test fire. Got to move Mama's car so I'm not blowing, well, that's going to be a problem. So we're going to move her car. That's all I'm saying. Alright, to get you caught up to speed, I have I think I already told you. I put the carb back on. I have new needle and seat in both the primary and the secondary bowl. The front bowl, the primary bowl, is still empty. I do need to top that off. And then I think I'm ready to fire this up, let it do its fast idle for 20 minutes. Last time it fired up, it idled real good. It was obviously in its fast idle because it wasn't warm. And then the needle was stuck closed in the primary and it ran out of gas. Okay. That was probably the biggest truck I've ever seen on the road. On this road, anyway. This stuff is, I think if I had somebody with me, this would be a lot less boring. So I pinged my buddy Rig. He's just getting started. I think last time I looked he had like 34 subscribers, so not a ton, just getting started. If you feel like it, he's into the 70 series trucks, the dent sides. Throw him a bone, go watch his stuff. Be sure and watch though, don't just subscribe. That doesn't help a YouTuber out as much as you think it does. It's more about views, likes, shares. It's all of those metrics are what the YouTube algorithm looks at. He's got short stuff out there. It's got some long content as well, but it's not very long. That's what I'm saying. So it wouldn't take you very much time to go do that. So throw him a bone, go watch some of his stuff, come back over here, finish watching this. That'd be great. But I'm going to call him up on Facebook Messenger. And there's just cars constantly. Also airplanes. And a helicopter's coming. That's the story of my life right here, I'm telling you. I'm just going to pause this until all that jazz goes away, and we'll pick this back up in a minute. Hey!
What's going on, man?
What's happening with you, man?
Not much, just got the football game on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are Steelers getting it handed to them? I think I'm ready to top the bowl off and just do this.
Let it rip.
Try to do this without spilling too much gas.
You recording right now?
Yeah. I'd say we're live, but we're not really live. Alright, let's see. Turn the key on. Hoping my battery doesn't die too. Hook up my I don't have any friends hanging out with me button here. Alright. Well, full send, right?
Yep. Cross your fingers, cross your toes.
Hang on my vacuum gauge here real quick so I can see what's happening. Not that I know how to read these things or anything, but there it is. Stay. Everybody stay. Okay, here goes nothing. Fire in the hole.